Folks, today I would like to talk to you on another very important topic. That is, there are two ways of learning things in human life, and how to use these two techniques to prosper in your life, to achieve whatever you want to achieve, and also find peace, joy, and get some spiritual experience as well. So, obviously, this is a very important topic, so please listen carefully. Now, first, about these two techniques. The first technique, almost everybody is aware of, that is the focus based learning. That is when a teacher teaches you on some subject, you listen to that teaching lecture and learn about what the teacher is trying to communicate to you. Similar thing happens when you watch TV or YouTube video, or even when you read a book, you focus on the TV or the video or the book, then learn something. Obviously and clearly, you're all familiar with this. That's how most of us have been learning. Then there is a second kind of learning technique, that is non focused learning. You have to pay attention to learn about this because most of us not we are not familiar with this. In the last video I published, that is this video called "My Life is Spiritually Based Battlefield" or some such thing. The end of the video I was telling, and also earlier I told you about this. That is sometimes I feel that I'm all alone. There is nobody else in the whole universe. And there is humongous energy around me trying to talk to me, communicate with me. In fact, most of the videos that I publish are based on that interaction with this energy, the humongous energy around me, which you call Shakti, what I call the witnessed. I'm the witness, and the energy around me is the witnessed. Now, this technique is not something which I learned or I'm aware of. I was told Mahatma Gandhi used this technique. Whenever he wanted to make a major decision in the freedom struggle, he will go and sit idly in a seashore or sometimes in a forest and sometimes in his own ashram, hut, whatever it was called. And without any focus at all, he will sit there and he will suddenly, as a flash, get what he needs to do. The moment he gets that communication from the energy around him, he will again use this focus based technique to learn how to execute that action that he wants to perform, which he learned by the second technique, by being without any focus on anything. One important thing that one has to learn about the second technique is when the energy around you is trying to communicate, you cannot judge the information. You should not judge that information that is being communicated to you. The moment you judge, then this focus based, you focusing on something, that kind of learning takes over, and then the communication with this tremendous energy around you is lost. Now, you must have heard the scientists saying that most of the folks are using more or less about 10% of the brain only in their lifetime. That's because all of us are used to use this focus based learning as well as execution in our life. And the rest of the brain comes active or becomes active when there is no focus, when you sit idle without focusing on anything, then the energy around you communicates with you and you learn a lot. In fact, without my being aware, that's what I've been using from my childhood. I didn't know that at that time, but I'm able to communicate to you or understand what I was doing when I was a child and also a teenager, an adult, etc. etc. I said several times in my videos that in my village that I was growing up, I was influenced by this tremendous suffering around me by people, the segregation of humanity, the people in that village that I was growing up. I didn't focus on my own suffering. I didn't focus on my own segregation. I was more focusing, or rather, instead of saying focusing, I was focusless. Because if you are focusing, then you will not be aware of the surroundings that much. Very little you will learn from the surroundings. The sufferings of the people, enormous depression of people being segregated in village from other people. I learned through this non-focus based learning without my being aware of it. In fact, during my first spiritual experience, that's exactly what happened. As I said, I was sitting idly in a room, dark room, challenging the so-called God, asking that one to come and communicate to me. And at that time, initially there was some focus, but slowly, that focus stopped. That's when I lost the feeling of I-ness, that is myself, total. It is exactly at that time my first experience happened. This golden light entered through the top of my head. In other words, what happened was the second kind of learning took place at that time. The energy beyond this focus based mind took over and made me to go through that first spiritual experience. In fact, that's what was happening in all my spiritual experience that followed that first experience. I've said several times, the my mind will be totally arrested before the spiritual experience was unfolded to me. The other way of saying the same thing is this focus based, the focus of this I inside me, which is in the mind, is totally made functionless, arrested. Once that is done, then this non-focus based learning takes over and the energy beyond mind communicates to you. In fact, that's what I've been saying when I talked about various kinds of meditation techniques that people use. I published a video about Raja Yoga, Kriya Yoga, and Jnana Yoga, and stuff like that, or even Kundalini Yoga. That is, if we use your focus based action and then try to clean your mind, it has a very limited effect. But if you stop doing it, not forcefully stopping it, but naturally letting that non focus based energy transfer from the energy around you, if you let that energy to communicate to you, then you get the real spiritual experience instead of your focus based spiritual experience. Another time I used to say in another video that how to really gain whatever you want to achieve in your life. I said several times that do not focus on the future, what will happen, and also do not focus on past or what happened. Without these two things influencing on your consciousness and you focus on the present. And at that time, I said several times, there will be a lot of opportunities will be communicated to you. What I meant by that is when you stop focusing on anything and when you are being focusless, then opportunities around you will be communicated through this enormous energy around you. Once you learn that opportunities, then you use the focus based action agenda to achieve whatever you want to achieve. So that's what I want to talk to you today. Basically, there are two ways of learning or being aware of various things in the world around you. One is this focus based learning, the other one is non focus based learning, in which the energy around you communicates to you directly without the interference of you, the focus, and you. And you can use these two techniques to achieve what you want in your life, as well as to gain wisdom or spiritual experience. In fact, it is when the second kind of learning dominates, the golden light inside you will shine automatically. What is preventing that shining inside you is this first focus totally focusing on the first kind of learning, which is ignorance based. That's what I've been talking of the importance of removing these ignorances. And they are removed automatically as non-focused or non-focus based learning takes place. Then you will let that golden light shines inside you. You will gain a lot of spiritual experiences, not created by your mind, not projected by your mind, but something communicated by an energy which is beyond you, beyond your mind. Folks, that's what I want to talk to you today. I'll talk to you on another important topic on another day. But if you have any question about what I've been saying in this video, please leave a comment. I hardly get any comment from my English video viewers. So I would like to get something from you so that I can publish a video to respond to, or by responding to your comment. Talk to you soon, folks.